Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Life begins from Varna Ashram. That is the beginning of civilization. Civilization begins from Varna Ashram. The society is perfectly divided according to our activities, according to our nature. And we function within that. That is human life, is civilization. The civilized people, they follow religion. As stated above, Dharma Shya hi apavarga Shya Naratu Artayu pa kalpate kalpate. Religion is meant for attaining emancipation, not for getting bread. Religion is not about to fill our belly. That we can do without going to any religious place. To fill our belly is not a religion, not the purpose of religion. Animal doesn't pray for their daily bread before they get it. So human beings don't think it is civilization to pray for God, pray to God. No, the religion is beyond that. Religion, properly explained here, sometimes human society manufactures a system of so-called religion aimed at the material advancement. But that is far from the purpose of true Dharma. Religion entails understanding the laws of God, because the proper execution of these laws ultimately leads one out of material entanglement. This is religion, to follow the laws of God and get ourselves out of material entanglement. That's religion. That is the real purpose, that is the true purpose of religion. Unfortunately, people accept religion for material prosperity because of atyahara, or an excessive desire for such prosperity. True religion, however, instructs people to be satisfied with the bare necessities of life while cultivating Krishna consciousness. Even though we require economic development, true religion allows it only for supplying the bare necessities of material existence. Now, Rupa Goswami talked about Prajalpa. Prajalpa. Another impediment is Prajalpa, unnecessarily talking. Prajalpa. It has two side effects. Prajalpa has two side effects. One will become spiritually dry. Second, our material desires will increase. When one is spiritually dry, our sense will become very, very strong for gratification. It's that two side effect for Prajalpa. When we mix with a few friends, we immediately begin unnecessarily talking, sounding just like croaking toads. If we must talk, we should talk about the Krishna consciousness movement. Those outside of Krishna consciousness movement are interested in reading heaps of newspapers, magazines and novels, solving crossword puzzles, and doing many other nonsensical things. Newspapers, magazines, they are all what? Prajalpas. Intelligent persons interested in Krishna consciousness will never take part in such activities. Talking about anything which has nothing to do with Krishna. In other words, we are allowed only to speak within Krishna consciousness, within Krishna consciousness. Anything outside is prajalpa. Apart from gross talking about unnecessary things or reading mundane magazines or newspapers or novels. So the Prabhupada mentioned that speculative knowledge is also prajalpa. Speculative knowledge is prajalpa. Mayavad philosophy is prajalpa. They are all waste of time, because nobody will benefit from it. So we should avoid talking about something which will not help anyone in Krishna consciousness. Better to remain silent than to talk. Because whatever we say, whatever we do, and whatever we did not say, we don't do, become a standard for others. Everybody will follow. The things we do or we don't do, people will follow. The things we say, we don't say, people will follow. So we have the responsibility to do the right thing, to say the right thing. So people will follow that. Jnana Sangha refers to associating with persons not interested in Krishna consciousness. Jnana Sangha include even our family members who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. It is Jnana Sangha. Jnana Sangha. It means what? Association that has no Krishna consciousness inside. A whimsical association should be avoided. Swayanatanda Sakura has therefore advised us to live only in association of Krishna conscious devotees. One should always engage in the service of the Lord in association of the Lord's devotees. Association with those engaged in a similar line of business is very conducive to advancement in that business. That is true. If you associate with a lawyer, he's going to talk about law. He won't talk about medicine. He will talk about law. So if you're a lawyer and associating with a lawyer, your profession will be more enlivening to you, encouraging to you. You have more knowledge, have more experience if you associate with that way. So if you want to be a devotee, it is better to associate with devotees who will do the same thing you are doing. They want to talk the same thing you are talking. Everything we do is the same. So it will be encouraging. So probably give an example here. Business people of the same field, they find it very comfortable to associate with each other. And that will give them more experience. Similarly, devotees will associate with devotees. Because if you chant with a devotee, it's normal. It's normal. When you talk about Krishna with devotees, it's normal. Everybody would like to hear you. But if you talk about Krishna with non-devotees, that will be strange. That will be strange. So to make advancement, it requires association. And even within devotees association, we still have to select that devotee who has the same mood with us. Not every devotee. If you want to chant and associating with a devotee is not completing 16 rounds every day, it's bad association for you. So even within devotee, we should select who is devotee is interested in reading. So I will associate with that devotee, so I can read. If I associate with a devotee not reading, it's bad association for me because he's not going to read and it will affect me. It's bad association for me if you associate with a devotee you're not going to chant. It's bad association for me if you have to associate with a devotee whose every word has nothing to do with Krishna. It's about complaints, about all the wrong things. About all the wrong things. Of all the things in this world, there's nothing good you can see, that you only talk about bad things. So even within devotee, you have to select who is that person encouraging in the quality of devotion I want to have in my Krishna conscious life. We should select that person. Then Krishna consciousness become very sweet. Association with those engaged in similar line of business is very conducive to advancement in that business. Consequently, materialistic persons perform various associations and clubs. Materialistic persons form various associations and clubs to enhance their endeavor. For example, in the business world, we find such institutions at the stock exchange and chamber of commerce. Similarly, we have established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness to give people an opportunity to associate with those who have not forgotten Krishna. This is the purpose of ISKCON. ISKCON temples are not for making money. ISKCON temples are meant for what? Give association to those who have not forgotten Krishna. For association. So, if we continue to distribute books and expand and make more devotees, but no one is being trained, what is that? How do you call that? How do you call that? Prayas. This is prayas. Expansion without boiling the milk is prayas. So our business is not just to distribute, bring devotees. After bringing devotees, and then what? Boil the milk. Without boiling the milk, it is prayas. It's bad association. So Prabhupada said the purpose of ISKCON is to give an opportunity to associate with those who have not forgotten Krishna. This spiritual association offered by our ISKCON movement is increasing day by day. Many people from different parts of the world are joining this society to awaken their dormant Krishna consciousness. So if we don't give people chance to awaken our Krishna consciousness by training, systematic training. I'm not talking about just book knowledge, a practical application of our knowledge in our day-to-day life to become that Goswami. It is pious. That is pious. Over endeavoring. Unnecessary over endeavoring. So we should know the purpose of ISKCON. To fan people's devotion, which is really, it will fan Christian consciousness, the Christian consciousness in every living entity. We should fan it every day, so that our Christian consciousness comes out. That is the purpose of ISKCON, the purpose of having a temple. A temple is a temple for what it is. It's a training ground. It's a training. It's a temple is a training ground. That is the purpose of a temple. It's a training ground to train people to become fully Krishna conscious. That is the purpose of ISKCON. Anything outside this is prayers. We are unnecessarily endeavoring. Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes in his Anuvriti commentary that too much endeavor to acquire knowledge on the part of mental speculators or dry philosophers fall within the category of atyahara, collecting more than needed. The karmis labor to accumulate more and more money for future generations only because they do not know their future position. And Papa gave a story, a very nice story. And this story to help us to accept fully that there is reincarnation. The soul does not die, there is reincarnation. The soul reincarnates. And there is no guarantee that if one is a merchant or a successful businessman or business lady this lifetime, in the next life one also will maintain the same position. There is no guarantee of that. Karmis labor to accumulate more and more money for future generations only because they do not know their future position. Interested only in getting more and more money for their sons and grandsons. Such foolish persons do not even know what their position is going to be in the next life. There are many incidents that illustrate this point. Once, a great Karmi accumulated a vast fortune for his sons and grandsons. But later, according to his karma, he took his birth in a cobbler's house located near the building which in his previous life he had constructed for his children. It so happened that when this very cobbler came to his former house, his former sons and grandsons beat him with shoes. Unless the karmis and gyanis become interested in Krishna consciousness, they will simply continue to waste their life in fruitless activities. I have worked very hard to provide for the family members. So Krishna made him to leave the body and he still remember. He's not even born in that house. Sometimes one can be born in that house as a cockroach. When he's very attached. But his own karma is so high, so heavy, that he's born not even as another businessman. He's a cobbler. What is the position of a cobbler in a society? Cobbler. What is the position? It's a low class profession. That's a low class profession. Now imagine you are walking into a big mansion. where people are living a sophisticated life. And I walk in there to say, see, I'm your father. I built this house. What nonsense are you talking? They threw him out of the house. Nonsense. I'm your father. I constructed this way. He even called the name. Do you remember? They remember? Yes, our father's name. That was our father's name, but you are not my father. Get out of this house. They threw him out of the house. Helplessly, he left the house. Happy? No, not happy. Frustrated. Why frustration? He's looking at his labor. I suffered to build this house. Now I cannot enter there. And I'm living here having difficulty to maintain even something to eat, to maintain this body, very, very difficult. But see, people are enjoying what I have established. I suffer to establish. I'm here, I'm suffering. They don't even recognize me. He made an attempt to go and introduce himself. The result was that he was beaten and pushed out of the place. That is how karma works. Next one is accepting some of the scriptural rules and regulations for immediate benefit. As utilitarians advocate, is called niyama agraha. And neglecting the rules and regulations of the shastras, which are meant for spiritual advancement, is called niyama agraha. Agraha and agraha. Niyama agraha. The two words. Agraha means eagerness to accept. Agraha. Niyama agraha, eager to accept. Niyama agraha, failure to accept. A devotee should accept rules and regulations because they help us to make advancement in Christian consciousness. For example, we are accepting no illicit, no gambling, no intoxication, no flesh eating. These rules, we should accept them because they help us to become human beings to practice Christian consciousness. So we should accept. And there are rules which are just formalities, which will not help our Christian consciousness. They are formalities, or we can say hereditary rules, not scriptural rules. Hereditary rules is something which our forefathers have been doing. So we just follow to do it. One man, he has a son whom he trained very nicely in school, and the boy has graduated and is working very nicely. But the parents, they worship Ganesh. So the father said, my dear boy, let's go to Ganesh temple. He said, for what? The boy said, for what? We want to go and do puja for Ganesh. He says, for what? So we can get our business to be successful. The boy said, I have a big salary, big position, so why should I worship Ganesh again? My salary is okay, my job is okay, so I don't need to worship Ganesh. The father cannot convince him because he does not know the scripture. He's simply following blindly. So we should follow the rules and regulations which help our Christian consciousness. And the rules and regulations which does not help our Christian consciousness, we should not just blindly follow. We should keep them aside. If we follow things blindly, we will not succeed. This example of ancestral well. ancestral. Understand? Ancestral. How do you call it? Pitri. Right? Yes. Ancestors. They have a well which the whole village used to drink. Everybody drink from this well. Anybody from this village, you drink water from this village. In due course of time, the well become polluted. It's contaminated. So what to do? Should we continue to drink it? No. But people continue to drink, and they contracted cholera and died. That is the danger of blind following. We don't follow things because it is healthy, our progress. We follow because this is what is our tradition used to do. But does it help you become Krishna conscious? You must consider that. Therefore, we should not follow blindly, neither should we reject blindly. If you follow blindly, you won't succeed. If you reject blindly, also you will not succeed. So we should have intelligence to know what are the things that should be accepted and what are the things that should be rejected. When that is done, our Krishna consciousness will be successful. We do things for knowledge. When we do things for knowledge, we benefit. Karmis, Gyanis, Yogis, they are all selfish. All of them are selfish. According to Krishna Das Goswami, they are all selfish. All of them. Yes. They are all selfish people. Devotees, selfless. So it does not matter if power is in the hand of a Gyani or a Karmi or Siddhis, yogis. It doesn't matter who is controlling. What matters is, as a devotee, who's a devotee that is not selfish, that he's living a universal principle which will benefit everyone. That's the most important thing. A universal principle which is followed. Only a Krishna conscious person has the welfare of others in his or her heart. A devotee has the welfare of others. That is the idea of preaching. Preaching means compassion. A true compassion that we want to help people in difficulties. We want to give facilities for people to get connection with Krishna and perfect their life. A person who is not compassionate cannot preach Krishna consciousness. And one cannot be compassionate if you don't know who you are. You don't know who the people are. Our material scientists cannot help us. Our politicians cannot help you because they don't know who they are and they don't know who we are. The devotees know who they are and they know what we are. Therefore, they have compassion. And that compassion, they preach Krishna consciousness to deliver people. It's a devotee. And Papa gave example, perfect example. Nothing can be solved by placing wealth in the hands of the communist or the capitalist. If a $100 bill is lying on the streets, someone may pick it up and put it in his pocket. Such a man is not honest. Another man may see the money and decide to let it remain there, thinking that he should not touch another's property. Although this second man does not steal the money for his own purposes, he is unaware of its proper use. The third man who sees the $100 bill may pick it up, find the man who lost it, and deliver it to him. This man does not steal the money to spend for himself, nor does he neglect it and let it lie in the street. By taking it and delivering it to the man who has lost it, this man is both honest and wise. Who is that person? Huh? Who is this person? Srila Prabhupada ki. It's Srila Prabhupada. You don't see that is Prabhupada? It's Prabhupada. Prabhupada see all of us as what? Krishna's part and parcel. And he giving us a ticket to go back to God. He didn't just say all of you, oh, philanthropic activity means what? Don't worry, you are in a jail. Don't worry, I can come and give you food. Don't just remain here. That's a philanthropic activity. Give people food, give people dress, give people nice education and clothing. Keep people here. Don't worry, stay here. It doesn't know the purpose. Or use people for our own sense gratification, manipulating people. That's dangerous. But Prabhupada didn't do that. He introduced us, come here, come. I know your father. You are just wasting time here. I know your father. Come, I'll take you to your father, Krishna. This is what Prabhupada, he didn't mention his name here, but this is who he is. He is a person who knows our father and is taking us back to our father without exploiting us, without letting us remain fools, useless and suffering in the material world. He's taking us back home, back to Godhead. This is true compassion. This is a true well-wisher. The only well-wisher of the living entities is Prabhupada. Now it's 1 minute to 3. Hare Krishna. Any question? Only 1 minute to that. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Manoj, for explaining so nicely. I had an inquiry regarding association. You were telling that if somebody is not like-minded, so you should not take his association, it is bad association. So I wanted to ask that when we are living in association of devotees, so generally we find some good qualities in devotees and some bad qualities in devotees. So, and not always we are in association of very pure devotees, like many great devotees. So in that case, is there is known as something selective association, and what we should do in that case? Because we find that there are some shortcomings and some good qualities also.
In association, take the good one and leave the bad one.
That challenge is there, how to do that?
For example, a devotee who is very good, is chanting very nicely. Take that one. Oh, this is a good devotee, is chanting very nicely. You can take that one. But after this devotee wake very early and chances are he will sleep the whole day and don't do nice service. Don't take that one. Right? Is it clear? Don't take that one. Take the one he's doing very, chanting nicely. He chant very, very nice. He was early and chant. Take that one. Oh, okay, I'm encouraged. Let me wake up and chant very nicely.
So does that mean that we should associate with him only during chanting and not other time? Because other time we may take that bad things also, or what it is exactly?
Yes, when he's chanting very nicely, go and join him and chant. When he's sleeping, no, don't go there. Go and do something else. Now you go to another devotee who is not sleeping, who is reading. So you join the one who is reading. So in this way, you are a honeybee. You get only the good things from different places. Leave the chaffs.
Second question, one more is there. You were telling about, very beautifully explaining about that how we should not just go on preaching, but we should be focusing on training devotees. Otherwise it is prayas. So Maharaj, I wanted to ask that generally like that thing comes that while training also, there should be balance between preaching and training, or there should be only training, and if there should be only training, then how long and how much, and how to determine that it is now trained, he should go out and preach. So can you just clarify this?
How will you train if you don't have people? You have to preach to get the people, then you train. So we do both. We don't neglect one. We should preach because it's a preaching movement. But when we preach, you will like to follow us. So when we get people, we should not neglect them. We should now invest in them by training them scientifically in Krishna consciousness, so that their coming to Krishna consciousness will not be a waste. Then our job is balanced. Just going and talking. How many books? Oh, we distributed 1 million books this way. We won the first prize. And then what is happening with the devotees in the temple? Nothing. That's not good. It's not preaching. Preach, get people, train them. Very good.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Can you share some incident of your life when you got trained by your superior to become such? Hare Krishna. Yes, there are many. Many incidents where we got trained by our superiors. There are many. When the Gurudev is giving me a message to go and deliver, he's giving me a message, a verbal message. Go and tell these devotees this. He will not give the message and go. He will have me to repeat it to him until he knows the message is clearly understood before he will say, now you go. Because if the message is not properly understood, you are going to pass wrong information. That bad communication will react negatively. Oh, Guru said like this about me, which he didn't say. And the message may not get back to him on time. It will get back when many things have been destroyed. Because many of us like to say, Guru said, Guru said. The Prabhupada said. Most of the things we say Prabhupada said were not said by Prabhupada. He said by us, but we use Prabhupada. It can create confusion. This is some of the training that we got. Make sure the message is clearly understood. You repeat it. Then you can go and deliver. This is how communication should be done nicely. Because communication is a very, very important tool in our life. And anything which is very, very important is also, if it is misused, can also act very, very powerfully. because it's powerful. Another training was a brother, he did something which is not good to me, and it has happened many times. First time I tolerated, philosophically tolerated, yeah, okay. Second time, third time, it's becoming a habit. So I complain. Gurudev, see what devotee is doing. And I say, and then what? What did you do? That has happened. It's okay, but I want to know what was your reaction. How did you react to that? I didn't understand it that way before. I understand it in a different way. How did you react to the situation? What happened is not the issue, because that will happen to you. And Krishna has made it to happen to you because Krishna wants you to be trained for something. What kind of a leader you are going to be tomorrow if you are not balanced? If you're not balanced, what will you do with your leadership? And how will you become balanced? By training. So what is your reaction? Did you react in such a way that that person becomes elevated in his Krishna consciousness? Do we remember that when somebody insults us, we feel bad about it? Do we remember that we should act for the benefit of that person? Do we remember? Difficult, right? But Gurudev said, to be a leader means you have to always act in such a way that everybody benefits, including the so-called enemy. There are so many leaders everywhere in the world, but what is excuse me, the quality of our leadership that is helping even so-called negative people to become positive? See the way Lord Ramachandra reacted to an incident that happened in his kingdom. He taught everyone a good lesson to follow. So this is a leader that is going to make people feel protected in their Krishna consciousness. Not to have a position, the qualification. We said it yesterday and we say repeating. The qualification must be there. And that qualification requires training, discipline. To always see Krishna in every situation and use that to make yourself advance in Krishna consciousness and help other people become also advanced in their Krishna consciousness. That is leadership. So this training we got. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.